I'm Glenn Elmore's son, and on behalf of our family, we would like to thank the Topeka High School for inducting my father into the Hall of Fame. We're not going to be able to attend the induction ceremony today, but we hope this presentation will help to bridge the gap. I'll be asking my dad some questions, and he's going to answer to tell you a little bit about his life in Topeka, at Topeka High School, and during his career. So, Dad, why don't you just start?
Well, first I want to thank the Society for inducting me in this
Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame. And it's quite an honor. I appreciate that.
So when were you born, Dad?
I was born in 1916, April the 2nd.
And how does that make you, how old does that make you
91.
now?
I'm now 91.
Tell me a little bit about your grandfather.
My grandfather was, he was a banker, and he was in the North Topeka Shawnee Bank.
The Shawnee State Bank in Topeka?
Yes.
And what was his name?
Freeman P. Elmore.
And was he the chairman there?
He was the chairman of the bank.
And what was your grandmother's name?
Her name was Rose. She was quite a musician. She had one piano piece, sheet music, that was published, and
What was that called?
Sweet Margaret was the name of the piece, sheet music.
And did she inspire you?
She gave me my love of music by allowing me to play her precious 78 RPM Victrola records by myself.
And what was your dad's name?
My dad's name was Leo, and he was also in the bank, Shawnee State Bank.
And how about your mom?
And my mother was a bookkeeper with Hill Packing Company.
And what was her name?
Geneva.
And did you have brothers?
Yeah, I had 3 brothers, only one of which is alive. He lives in Spokane, Washington. The other 2, Dale and Neil, are dead, and only Wayne is living.
And he's the one that lives in Washington, Wayne.
Yeah.
Did you have a famous aunt?
Yeah, she was a ventriloquist and was on the Chautauqua entertainment circuit.
And what was her name?
And her name was Lucille.
When you look back on your days as a child in Topeka, do you remember attending some of your father's musical performances?
Oh yes, he played in Marshall's band in Topeka, and during the summer the Marshall's band played in the
In the park?
parks. Yeah.
What parks did they play in?
And Gage Park and Garfield.
Did a famous band come to town and
Yeah.
play with them?
When
Sousa?
Sousa came to town, he asked the local band to play with them.
And what do you remember happened when you were 11?
Oh yeah. Charles Lindbergh took off from New York and landed in Paris, and the big celebration parades and big headlines in the paper.
And so when you started at Topeka High School, was it in the new building?
Brand new. We were the first class to attend high school entirely in the new building. And,
Did you graduate then in what year?
1934.
Uh-huh. And did you participate in any after-school activities?
Yeah, I was the accompanist for the glee club, high school glee club. That was fun.
Uh-huh. And on the weekends, did you and your friends roll up the roads?
Then we would go to Chuck Blakely's house, roll up the carpets, and dance.
And who else?
And then we had such songs on records as the Blue Moon and I Got You Under My Skin.
And who else there went to dance with you? Some of your other friends?
Don Halleck, Chuck Blakely, and Hildegard Kling.
Uh-huh. Did you remember one of your teachers in the high school particularly?
Oh yes, I remember the one that you just have been inducted, or I guess scheduled induction.
No, I think she's already
No,
inducted.
she inducted in the
Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame, and her name was Maud Bishop, and you could hear her lecturing up and down the whole corridor of the school. It was so loud, very loud.
Did she scare some of the students?
Some of the kids were scared of her,
Uh-huh.
but I find her fascinating.
And what did she teach?
History.
And do you remember another student who has been inducted into the Hall of Fame?
Yeah, John Davis.
And
And he used to give me bicycle rides to get home from high school.
And when you were in high school, did you and some friends buy a car?
Yeah, the 5 of us bought a Model T at $5 a clip per person, and we decided to drive the car to Kansas City. But we needed tires, so we went to the filling station and asked for their old tires. And we got 4 old tires, and we started off for Kansas City, 50 miles away and back. And on the way and back, we had 26 flats.
And you had to
That
patch
were
it.
patched. Mm-hmm.
So after high school graduation, did you continue your education?
Yes, went to Georgia Tech in Atlanta.
Well, before that, did
Major.
you go to Washburn in Topeka?
Oh yes, well, yeah, yes. Got my bachelor's degree from Washburn College, and then after that I went to Georgia Tech.
And in between those, did you have a job in Topeka?
Yeah, I was analyzed meat in a packing house for protein.
What packing house was that?
Hills.
And did you like that job?
No, not really.
Did that persuade you that maybe you needed to go to Georgia Tech?
Yeah, I needed to go get some more education.